What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, Mo Hunt Silver. We're going to have another quarter hunt for this video, and this is going to be the third 4-box quarter hunt for the year of 2025. Right now I have 2 boxes here in front of me, and I did order 2 more boxes today, so in a few days I will have the second set of 2 boxes to add to the video. But right now we're going to be hunting these boxes here that are circulated. I had to open them to make sure we had circulated boxes, and both of these boxes are, and this one right here actually looks like it could be a house coin. I'll just have to see when we get to that roll if the other side is colored as well. That looks like that that might be, if I can say that correctly. But we will be looking for silver in these boxes. We will be looking for West Points, proofs, foreigns, errors, varieties, anything like that cool. And I think I'll get these boxes pushed to the side and we'll start hunting through them. But if you haven't seen my last quarter hunt, the second one for this year, you should check that one out because we found a couple good things as far as proofs and varieties go. Some of those varieties are actually quite valuable that we found in the last hunt. So I'm hoping we could possibly find one or two more of those in this hunt. So subscribe to the channel if you're new, and give the video a thumbs up if you like it. Let's get into this hunt. All right, guys, our first find for the video is going to come out of roll number 23, and we're about halfway through the roll. And I saw that this coin right here is going to have a San Francisco mint mark. So this could be a proof, or it could be a not intended for circulation coin. But let's see what we have. And let's see, I'm going to have to pick that up. And that looks like it's going to be a proof, because I can see the high gloss finish in the field. All right, let's see what the design is going to be. And that's going to be an Illinois 2003 clad proof quarter that is pretty beat up and circulated. All right, I'll take it. And I did find 2 house coins so far in the box. This is the first one, painted red, and it's heavily circulated, 1970. And then also this one here, which was the ender of that one roll. And that's going to be a 1972 in Denver. But we'll keep moving, see what else we can find in here. I bring you guys back in on roll number 30 of this hunt. 5th coin from the end of the roll. And I have a Mary Edwards Walker right here. And if you guys can see it, right here on the right side of her hair is the giveaway. But we are going to have the Mary Edwards Walker DDR. There we go. But you can see it really good right here, here, and running down the side of the medallion right there. As soon as I get my finger out of the way. But that is sweet. This one's in slightly circulated condition, but I'm sure it would still sell for pretty good money on eBay, because I believe on average these are still selling for right around $100. So that is awesome. And this will be the 8th one of these that I have now found in my quarter hunts. Very cool. That's going to do it for box number 1 of this hunt. All our discards are in the discard box. And we did find a total of 5 total finds in box number 1. No silver, no West Points, but we did find a proof and a couple varieties, as well as 2 house coins right here that you can see were painted red. We did find the one San Francisco proof Illinois quarter, 2003. A Mary Edwards Walker, VDDR-001. And towards the end of the box, I was able to come across a 2022 Philly, Maya Angelou. And when I put it under the scope, this one is going to be the VDDR-001. You can see that doubled earring right there pretty clearly. So that's pretty cool. Another variety to add to the hunt. And we'll move on to box number 2 of the video. And I'll be back with the first find out of this box. All right, guys, the first find out of box number 2 is going to come out of roll number 10. I just unwrapped the roll, and I believe we are going to have a little bit of silver right here. At least we have a silver edge. So let's see what we have, because I did not lay this down yet. Switch hands. And where's that coin at? Oh, right there it is. Yep, that's going to be a foreign coin. And that is a 1968 out of Canada. So this was a transition year. We had 50% silver composition, I believe the early part of 68. And then they switched over to a 100% nickel composition. And I believe the nickel ones will stick to a magnet. So let's give it the drop test. That sounded like it's silver. Let me grab my magnet, stick a magnet to it, and that is, yeah, that's not sticking at all. So I believe we are going to have a 50% silver Canadian quarter. That is pretty sweet. I'll take that. We got silver for the hunt. All right. We'll keep moving through these coins, and I'll be back with the next find. Roll number 13 of box number 2. Working about halfway through the roll, and I came up to a West Point, guys. That is a W quarter, and this has a V75 privy mark right over here on the left side. So this will be a 2020 design. I haven't looked at it yet either, so we're going to see what this is together. It's not in terrible shape. Let's see what we have. And that's going to be a Weir Farm. Very nice. Awesome quarter right there. Only 2 million of the Weir Farm minted. Also, not easy to find. All right, we'll keep it moving. Well, I guess I shouldn't have put the camera away quite so soon. This is literally the very next coin in roll number 13. It's 2024 Philly. And when I flip this one over, it is the Mary Edwards Walker. And we are going to have another VDDR-001. You can see it in the hair right there. And I'll throw it under my little scope to show you the doubling on the medallion. And also up here and here. This one's actually in pretty good shape as well. And there's no die chips, so this is an early die state. Yeah. That is awesome. A West Point and a VDDR-001 right next to each other in the roll. Very cool. Roll 31 of box number 2 is going to give us our third Mary Edwards Walker VDDR-001 of the hunt. And right there, you can see it in the hair once again. And I'll just throw this one under the scope quick to show you, which right there is a doubling in the hair. There's your die chips, and this one actually looks like it's a slightly later die state because we also have a die chip in between the E and the N of cents. And there's the doubling on the medallion. That is quite awesome. And this will be number 10 in total that I have found so far of those things. That's going to do it for box number 2 of the video. And this was actually a pretty good box, even though we only have 5 coins up here on the mat. But what we did find was pretty good. I did not film this one until now, but this is going to be a small rim cud on this Philadelphia State Quarter, and it's going to be a Connecticut. It's in pretty good shape as well. And right there, you can see that small rim cud right there in the shadow from what my finger's creating. But that's pretty cool. I've never found one of those actually on a Connecticut quarter, so I'll definitely take that. We will not be silver skunked in this box. We did find one foreign Canada quarter here that is 50% silver, so we can add that to the jar at the end of the hunt. We did find a West Point quarter, and it is a 2020 Weir Farm design. Definitely take that. And then 2 examples of the Mary Edwards Walker VDDR-001. And both are in pretty good shape. Just a little bit of minor circulation wear, but not bad at all. All right, so that's going to do it for box number 2. And as soon as I get the other 2 boxes, I will be back for more of the hunt. See you then. All right, guys, I'm back with 2 more boxes for this hunt. And because they're Loomis boxes, I had to do my usual. Pop them open to make sure they're circulated. And these boxes, they sure are. And guess what? Box number 11. If you haven't seen my short that I posted a few days ago, I suggest you go check that out. But we have a Mary Edwards Walker VDDR-001 as an ender. And these are still selling for right around, and on average, I would say, $100 or more. So that is sweet. So let's get into these boxes now. Like I said, this is box number 11 that has the ender, and see if there's any more of those hiding in there, or any silver or proofs or varieties of any other kind. Man, this has been a tough box so far. We're on roll 32, which I've already opened and searched through. That was our ender roll for the box. And so far, that is our only find for this box of the hunt. Roll 46 of box number 3. And guess what, guys? We have a second Dr. Mary Edwards Walker VDDR-001 in this box. So far in this box, this is all that I am finding. And right there is the extra on the hair and the doubling on the medallion. Do we have any die chips? Yep. Yeah, this is a slightly later die state because there's die chips between the C and E, and then also one die chip between the E and the N of cents. Again, not in bad condition. Looks pretty good. Little scratch right there. But that's about it. Put it up there with the other one. All right, very next roll. Roll number 47 of box 3. I just unwrapped this roll, and we have a very thick silver edge right here in this roll. And what is this gonna be? 10 pence. Okay. And that is a 2015. I believe this is going to be British. 10 pence. That's a really thick, big coin. Sounds like it might be made out of pure nickel. I'm not sure, honestly, but that's pretty cool. Look how thick that is. Awesome. Take that. And keep moving through this roll. All right, guys, that's going to do it for box number 3 of this hunt. We had 3 total finds. 2 of them are awesome. This one's actually pretty awesome as well because I've never found one of these before. And check out that design. That looks sweet. It's got a really cool look to it. 10 pence from Britain. It's a 2015 example. And then we had 2 examples of the Dr. Mary Edwards Walker VDDR-001s. And they look pretty nice, both of them. So we'll move on to the last box of the hunt and see what we can pull out of that one. All right, guys, roll number 9 in box number 4 of this hunt. I'm about 2/3 of the way through the roll. I came up to a Salt River Bay quarter. And when I flip this one over, it's not a West Point, but I have to put this under the microscope for you guys to see it. But we are going to have the Salt River Bay VDDR-001. You can see how stretched out those letters on In God We Trust are. And if we go over to Variety Vista, I have the Salt River Bay DDO-001 listing pulled up. And if you scroll down, you can see how spread out those letters are on Variety Vista's example. And that is exactly what we have right here. So that is awesome. 2020 Salt River Bay DDO-001. Not in the best shape. Has been circulated a little bit, but I'll still take it. Sweet find. Roll number 11 of box 4, guys. And I can't believe it. We are going to have yet another Dr. Mary Edwards Walker VDDR-001 in this hunt. You can see it right here on the right side of her hair. And I'll put it under the microscope to verify. And right there it is. We have the die chips between the C and the E. And the doubling on the medallion. That is so crazy that I'm finding as many of these as I am right now. And I think I'm going to have to order some more boxes of quarters so I can hopefully find a couple more of these. Insane. All right. Roll 35 of box number 4. Man, guys, I am telling you, I am pulling these things out of my boxes left and right lately. About 1/3 of the way through the roll. And you can see it right there. We are going to have a second example of the Dr. Mary Edwards Walker VDDR-001 in the 4th box of this video. A couple minor scratches down here. A little bit up here on his cheek, but that doesn't look bad. Another fine example of it. And we'll keep hunting. Box number 4 of this hunt is in the books. We didn't find any silver or any West Points, but we do have a few very, very sweet varieties for this box. First one going to be the 2020 Philadelphia Salt River Bay VDDR-001. You can actually even see how thick In God We Trust is on that one. And then we found two examples of the Dr. Mary Edwards Walker VDDR-001. That is sweet. All right, very nice example there. But I'll get everything together for a hunt total and wrap up and be right back. All right, everybody, we're back for a wrap up of this 4-box hunt. We have a nice variety of finds here out on the mat, and I'm going to get right into what we found as stars for this hunt. And we are going to have a 2015 10 pence from Great Britain, a 1968 that is going to be 50% silver Canadian quarter. We did find one Maya Angelou VDDR-001 with a doubled earring. We had our one 2003 Illinois proof. That's a clad proof that we found. A 2020 Philadelphia Salt River Bay DDO-001, mainly on In God We Trust. We also have that small rim cud on the Connecticut quarter, 1999 Philly. We did have one West Point find in this hunt, a 2020 with the V75, and that's going to be the Weir Farm design. And then the stars of this hunt, and definitely some value right here. I had 7 examples in total out of these 4 boxes of the Dr. Mary Edwards Walker VDDR-001, and you can see it right here in her hair on every single one of these coins. But that is sweet. Like I said before in my earlier clips, these are still selling on eBay for right around $100 on average. Usually anywhere between $65 and I've seen up to $200. But that is sweet. So this was an excellent hunt, and I'm going to order myself at least 3 more boxes of quarters to try to find some more of these. So that's going to do it for this one, guys. And the last thing we have to do is throw our silver Canadian quarter into the silver jar. And with that, I'm going to say thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.